kick about 5 seconds later when Chelsea were then going to break in a really promising position. Anthony Taylor took a massive
played on past the added time at the end of the second half, and that led to Van Hecker getting really badly injured, and then of course he had to keep playing because it was in play. So a couple of decisions this weekend from referees not gone the right way. Here's Berger, there's space ahead of him, and there's a teammate as well. And Sessignon tries to square it to Jimenez, takes a deflection and out of play for a corner kick. I feel that Jimenez may have been off
opportunity. Berger could have maybe hit it, but even Sessignon, with the confidence he's playing with, he can take it onto his left and go for goal himself. I don't think he needs to look for that cross again, but it's a second corner for Fulham.
Ball comes into the front post, the heads go up. Oh, it's a free header missed by Fulham. It'll still be alive with Bassey at the back post on the byline. Cuts it back to Robinson. He dinks one into the area looking for Jimenez. It's over. Cucurella's head initially, but then he recovers, then cleared away by Palmer up towards the final third for Chelsea. I'd love to see a replay of that, but it looked like to me maybe two Fulham players got in each other's way.
Yeah. I just think it was a poorly timed header. I'm not sure who it was. It may have been Sander Berge. Marking from Chelsea was poor again, and Fulham, they're not necessarily sitting on this lead. Pereira's now being caught. A break off, Chelsea coming forwards.
Yeah, brilliant initially from Enzo Fernandez, but he's given it away to Bassey, who just absolutely loves to step out of the back four, doesn't he? He got his yellow card because he stole the ball away, and he'd had some recovering to do, but goes out for a throw-in instead to Marco Silva's side. They were winners at Stamford Bridge in the reverse fixture in December. Wilson and Muniz completing a late comeback in between then and now. They came against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, both in January. Ball on the right hand side from Madueke. He crossed the face of goal looking for Jackson, straight into the hands of Leno. I said this about Palmer, but Chelsea as a whole in this game, it feels that it's about like 75-80% great.
Usually do as well, so there's a clear problem there for them. More on Calvin Bassey. He's been one of my most exciting defenders to watch this season. He's in neutral watching games. I absolutely love Murillo at Nottingham Forest. He's fun to watch, and Calvin Bassey really is as well. Another yellow card brandished by Taylor, this time for Levi Colvin. That's just because I think that's the third time he's left one in on Raul Jimenez now. So Anthony Taylor just putting a stop to that one. Arsenal have gone 2-0 up away at Ipswich. Martinelli grabbing that one. So definitely going to put a hold on Liverpool's potential celebrations in Ipswich. I mean, they're destined to get relegated anyway, as much as it was still possible for them. You just can't see a way that where it's not those three those two essentially in Leicester and Ipswich that get relegated, as Bassey goes to the left hand side.
Yeah, Marine 2 assists as well in the 2 win against Real Madrid in the Champions League. He's in really fine form since the turn of the year. As Kieran said, yellow card first of the day for Chelsea. It was Levi Colwill. Here's Chalobah in possession. 30. Correa. There was a time as a Chelsea player he's given the ball away there, straight out of play for a throw-in. I was just about to praise him. Maybe I'll come back to that later.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant season though as Cucurella, and I think it's all stemmed from the confidence from the Euros. He was the best left brought in to this season, and he's started to add goals to his game as well. As much as you say, oh, left backs, they're not there for goals. Well, they actually are a lot of the time, aren't they? Nowadays, fullbacks in all leagues are playing such massive parts of attacking.
To his name, he's just stepped up where others have dropped off. in 2025. Ball flicked round the corner, won by Colwell. Had to win the second as well. Well, he's on a yellow card, but he finds Jackson out wide towards Neto, who's got the pace, and he's in behind. Now he's got Anderson to beat. Gets it back into a central position for Reece James. Here's Caicedo. Drops his shoulder, goes one way then the other. Fulham bodies back in good numbers. That was about a foot away from an equaliser, I think.
Yeah, really close to finding Nicholas Jackson. Not a bad ball in from Pedro Neto. I'm a massive fan of that side, but he's playing on the left today, and we're not seeing enough of him so far, and I do think he's one of Chelsea's better for
Caicedo won back though by Tete in towards the feet of Jimenez. He's really struggled to get involved. He loses out to Enzo Fernandez. He brings the ball forward, tries to find Palmer. He'll get there on the rebound. Then there's a challenge on him from Andreas Pereira. Chelsea arms up in the air. Pereira feels that Palmer's dived. It wasn't coming together. Let's have a look at the replay.
Yeah, he just kicks through it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Andreas Pereira. I mean, it's a little bit of a late one, a bit of a naughty one. I'm not sure that he makes an incredible amount of contact, but he does just kick through Cole Palmer there. He could have no compliments.
Certainly not. Andreas Pereira. He might have avoided the yellow card though. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. 33 minutes gone. Just seeing a replay of that brilliant cross from Pedro Neto, just narrowly missed by Nicholas Jackson inside the area. Here's Madueke. Chelsea on top since Fulham scored, but Fulham have won the ball back through Sasha Lukic. He's been judged to have fouled his man. That'll be another Chelsea free kick. The Fulham players aren't happy with Anthony Taylor's refereeing of the game so far. They are in the lead though, and they've got a free kick now, Chelsea. Reece James over it, as is Pedro Neto. Ipswich now down to 10 men there. Their day and their season just getting from bad to worse. It's Leif Davis who's seen a straight red for a challenge. Chris Kavanagh sent him off. He looked decent at the start of the season. Leif Davis looked to adapt to Premier League football quite well, but he's another one who just, since the turn of the year, has just dropped off. Ball into the area for Chelsea, headed away by Bassey. Falls to a Chelsea man at the back door. Can he get it across? It's blocked away. Cleared by Fulham. Still alive though for Chelsea. Here's Reece James. Down the right with Neto, just shifted from left to right temporarily. Goes down the line to beat Robinson. Gets a ball in, it hits Bassey, and it comes out back to Neto. Into the area looking for Palmer, headed up by Bassey, cleared away by Sessignon. Jimenez on the loose ball. Could be a break here for Fulham. That's a poor pass from the Mexican. And it's won back by Chelsea. Brilliant opportunity to break.
Yeah, such a good chance. Fulham have been really poor in an attacking sense in this game. He was causing some problems for Anthony Robinson. That's what's needed from him. He needs to get involved in this game a little bit.
Wobie as well to find a teammate in Levi Colwell. Chelsea will come again. 10 minutes remain in the first half. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Off the ball forward, looking for the run of Andreas Pereira, but James just put him off, and then it's Chelsea. The Chelsea have had, either side of the goal, Kieran, besides that sort of first 4 or 5 minutes, Chelsea have had so much possession. They're dominating the game, not creating a host of chances.
Shots in a game, even whether it's away or not, whether the game's going their way or not, they usually create quite a lot of chances. They just need to start to bring that to this game as well. Fulham defending pretty well. Fulham known for having a pretty resolute defence as well, so maybe it's going to...
Chelsea were coming in games today. just 3 points off they're now 5 Champions League places. The 5th currently occupied by Nottingham Forest. A win today, of course, would have closed that gap, would have put the pressure on. They are, of course, in the semi-final of the Conference League. A win in that competition puts them into the Europa League, but I'm sure the big bosses at Stamford Bridge will want more than 1st and then the 8th of May. Plenty of big games then in the running for them. 36.5 minutes gone. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham fans might not be too happy with their side's performance since going ahead. They have just had that one shot of Iwobi. He's got Chalobah in front of him, goes back to Robinson, who's helped him out off that left-hand side. Infield to the Brazilian Pereira. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Can he get a shot away? Tries to square it off Caicedo, and he won't keep that alive. Pereira, he'll go down under the foul from Moses Caicedo, but they've won a corner. That was better.
Yeah, a little bit. Pereira could have gone for goal when he had the beating initially of Caicedo, but he then took an extra touch to try and hook it back across the first goal. One opportunity.
Yeah. Pereira's one of them that I think at times over the last few years he's looked really good. I think this season's been one of his quieter ones, which the stats would back up. Just 2 goals, 4 assists in the Premier League so far in this campaign. He's going to take this corner in towards the back stick. It's over everyone's head besides Robert Sanchez, who collects. It was so possession. Here's Robinson, who's the furthest man back from that corner. Sessegnon as well in front of him. 1-2 between those two. Calvin Bassey, who has been booked, forward to Sander Berge. 38.5 minutes gone. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Pereira poked ball down the line to Iwobi. Doesn't want to open it. Madueke, 1-2. Flick round the corner, back to Madueke. That's brilliant. He needs to release the ball though. Madueke still going, beats a couple, manages to offload it to Fernandes. He tries to find Jackson, play breaks down.
Options the whole way. Maybe found it difficult with him being off balance a little bit because he was getting kicked left and right. Anthony Taylor played an advantage. I'm not sure there was a lot of an advantage for Chelsea. He was almost just running into. Not sure if he's taking a little bit of a whack or not.
Yeah, potentially just a little impact injury there for Sacha Lukic. Into the 40th minute, so just over 5 minutes remaining. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Can they double their lead, or will Chelsea get back into the game before the break? Still 0-0, by the way, at Old Trafford. Between Manchester United and Wolves. Ipswich down to 10 men, are also trailing 2-0 against Arsenal. Goes to Colwell, has been booked in the first half of this game. Here's Chalobah to Caicedo. A little bit slow at the minute for Enzo Maresca's side. Cole across to Cucurella. Goes down the line to Neck. Away from Jimenez, but he's put himself in a little bit of a hole. Needs to release the ball, and does, to Caicedo. Owen Chalobah's, I think, complaining there's no one showing. Palmer does now. 1-2 between those two. Madueke on the right. Closed down by 2 in Fulham. White down the line to Palmer. That's better. Just opened up a little bit. Madueke makes the run. Palmer can't find him. He's held up by 2. On this right hand side
of those players, and it's exactly why Fulham are having a good season for their standards, and they're enjoying the time here against Chelsea, because as much as Chelsea are having a lot of the ball, I think out of possession, Fulham are quite a good team as well in this one, if I'm being honest, as we now just see Reece James in possession.
Yeah, just 43 goals conceded in the Premier League this season. It's only scored 48 after the one today, so it's only a goal difference of 5, but just goes to show that most of their games are pretty tight. That is how it's going at 6. Here's Cucurella, lovely 1-2 between him and Neto. Going to get on the end of the loose ball. It's really good defending there. Actually, last touch-up comes off Cucurella. Brilliant from Sessegnon. He uses his defensive nous there. Of course, he's had most of his career at left back, and that's really good from him. Just a time where I just feel Fulham needed to stop Chelsea there.
Maybe that's why Marcos is liking him in that winger position, because he does bring a lot going forwards, but he brings a lot defensively as well. So in games when you're against teams like Chelsea who are going to push bodies forward, he's definitely into his man again. Well, I thought he got lucky to not get booked earlier for his challenge on Palmer. He's just done two ridiculous books. Yeah. I think Pereira is maybe doing the same as his countryman here, because Anthony Taylor is just letting him off. Bruno Guimaraes, he'd committed
he did in the end go in the book, as did his cut. Just yet to draw or level in this game, but Marco Silva's side, Fulham, not doing enough to double the Spaniard. Lovely flick round the corner from Enzo Fernandez. Here's Neto. Can he get a ball in? He's chopped back towards Tete, who's just been held up ever so slightly. Goes back towards Anderson. Then it's cleared for Fulham towards the halfway line. Well taken by Chalobah. Goes the long way round away from Pereira. Flicked over off Alex Iwobi's goal. The only thing to separate the two sides. His former side Arsenal, 2-0 leaders. Old Trafford. Not too much going on in that game by looks of it. Man United dominating possession, but not really been able to create that many chances. 30 seconds left in but they haven't needed to.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, I think Fulham, they've got, like I say, they haven't really got out of gear, but they've got different levels to go to in this game, I think, and they really could. As much as they're winning this game already, they've won a free kick now as well to maybe load the penalty area at the end of the half, but I think Fulham could go to a different level in this game and really kill this game off. Only 1 minute of added time doesn't surprise me at all, but I think we're not seeing enough of Sander Berge pick up the ball in midfield, turning, driving. I think he's so good at doing that. They've almost just gone into their shell since going 1-0 up, and they went 1-0 up with their first shot of the game as well, which is it's always a good thing to do that. It means you're as clinical as possible, but it always means you play a risky game after that by just sitting back on it. I wouldn't say they've sat back on it, but I wouldn't say they've expressed themselves in any attacking way, Fulham, or tried in the way that we know they can. And key players like Andreas Pereira, like Lukic, like Berge, the game's just kind of bypassing them through the middle.
Yeah, Chelsea's possession has certainly made it so that Fulham can't really get involved, but they are still dangerous, as we've seen. Had the ball in the back of the net very early on. That was ruled out correctly for offside. And then they got their goal as well. Ball into the area from the free kick. Oh, Berg just taken away from him by Kukurea. That was right on Sander Berg's head, and Kukurea was very much needed.
Yeah, he certainly was. That was going straight to the Norwegian in the end, but it is a good header away. They will have time to take this corner because Sessegnon was down for a good 20 seconds. Will they? No, they won't. That's a little bit harsh from the referee as they're about to take the corner. Anthony Taylor blows for half-time, and they barely even played for 10 seconds of that. That was really weird.
Very interesting, but he has blown the whistle for half-time. The goal from Alex Iwobi, the only thing to separate the two sides at the break. It's half-time. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0.
Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andres Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Half-time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side at 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage, it's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game, had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then the Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking player in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. Had the ball in the back of the net through Andreas Pereira, but that was ruled out through Sessegnon being offside in the build-up. Then Cottagers did find the opener, and it was through. It will be a lovely challenge from Sessegnon in the middle of the park. He found the Nigerian who hit it on the edge of the box, and he will be put his side 1-0 up. Chelsea have struggled to have any attacking play in this one going into the second half. 1-0 to Fulham. Our time at Craven Cottage. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had a good start to the game. And we will leave that just there because we are back on the way at Craven Cottage for the second half. It's Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Fulham had the goal through Alex Iwobi. They did score just before that, but it was chalked off due to offside from Ryan Sessegnon in the build-up. And in the end, Chelsea struggled to create any meaningful chances. They did dominate general play after going 1-0 down, but they certainly didn't create anything which made you think Chelsea are probably going to score at some point in this first half. Anderson has won a free kick for a high boot straight away on Nicholas Jackson. Still myself, Kieran Graham, alongside Tom Wilson to bring you coverage of this one. A couple of changes for Chelsea at half-time. Madueke and Reece James have come off for Sancho and Malo Gusto, so an added new bit of life. It'll put Pedro Neto to the right-hand side, which, like I said, in my opinion, is his best position by an absolute mile. But Tom, are we expected more of the same from Chelsea in this half in terms of keeping a lot of the ball, but this time actually creating stuff?
Yeah, well, yeah, they need to create a little bit more, don't they? They need to be a little bit more of a threat in the final third. Fulham have defended well, but they've had it quite easy, really. I said they've not really got out of second or third gear. I don't know. It's because they've had to. Chelsea have been poor.
Yes, we see them come into the penalty area. Colwill goes down. The referee waves play on, and Colwill with a surging run from defence there. Raul Jimenez couldn't. Pedro Neto cuts onto his left foot once again. He's pushed to the floor by Calvin Bassey, and it's going to be a free kick. I'm not sure Calvin Bassey really needed to be as aggressive as he was in that challenge, but he gives away a free kick. A needless one in a decent crossing position. Yeah,
it's a silly challenge. He's going away from goal, Neto, isn't he? And he's on a yellow card, Bassey. He needs to be really careful with things like that because, you know, one or two more of them and he's getting sent off for silly challenges he doesn't really need to make. Yes, Neto's on his favoured left, but he's moving away from the edge of the area. And it's a chance for Chelsea to get the ball in the box. They haven't really threatened Bernd Leno's goal. 2 saves he had to make, but very comfortable, very routine saves. So we're hoping for something a little bit more dangerous, Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely will be. To see the free kick ready to be taken. Pedro Neto, the man over it, with Enzo Fernandez. Plenty of players to aim for. Not the biggest sides of Chelsea, are they? They don't necessarily have giant centre-halves in Colwill and Chalobah. Ball whipped in across the face of goal. I think it comes off Colwill and goes behind. In the end, a corner has been given, which Anderson and Bassey cannot believe. Levi Colwill doesn't necessarily make too much of a reaction, so we're going to see this replay, and it's probably going to show us that it comes off Colwill. Difficult on the first glance. Maybe it did come off the knee of Levi Colwill and go out of play, but only a few minutes into this second half, and it's been all Chelsea so far. Ball whipped in from Fernandez, headed away by Sander Berge. It's fallen only as far as this substitute Malo Gusto. Now it's going to Palmer into it. There is Lukic there to stop Chelsea in the area from creating a shooting opportunity. Ryan Sessegnon, nice 1-2 with Raul Jimenez, who then he doesn't stick with. In the end, no one really attacking it, too close to the goalkeeper, and it's straight into the hands of Leno. Neto's not happy with it's either Jackson or Palmer for the lack of movement in that penalty area. It's Jackson, because you can just see on our screens, Jackson maybe saying something back to him, as maybe the frustration is starting to grow.
Potentially so. It's a poor ball from Neto, you know, off the bench.
And here's Cucurella flying forwards down the left-hand side. He lays it off for Cole Palmer, who turns away. It's a good foot in there from Lukic, though. I think Cole Palmer's a bit frustrated with the positioning. You only see the ball cleared for a Chelsea throw-in. Fulham really struggled. In possession at the moment and are relieving gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. Never really looked like going and get a... We're not really seeing anything from Fulham. They've been pegged back into the...
It's Chelsea, but once again, just can't turn it into Renato, but it's only necessarily brought on a little bit of pressure as Calvin Bassey goes long, just almost gifting the ball back to Chelsea. Really poor from Fulham at the moment. Of course, they do have that lead, but I guess that doesn't necessarily excuse. It's just tick from Iwobi, who stands off completely. Colwell with the ball straight through the middle. It was a good ball as well from Colwell. Should be better controlled by Nicholas Jackson, and he knows it as well as he holds his throw up to Levi Colwell, because it was a nice ball into the forward. And they're the passes you need to make.
Yeah, I think just a lack of sharpness there from Jackson, not to ball. It's just going to cut through all the noise, and it's a decent idea. Fulham coming forward now.
Here's Fulham on the left-hand side. Alex come forwards again. There's going to be a handball in the middle of the park. Fulham can't believe it. And now Chelsea can break pretty quickly. Here's Jackson on the left. Fulham, Cucurella wins it back. And then his ball forwards is terrible. The quality on show between these two sides in an attacking sense so far has been really poor. Open left foot goes for goal, but Leno holds on to it, and in the end it's not a great strike of Fulham. Players not happy with the initial handball call.
Yet again, Leno sees it all the way and stops. I think he probably was happy. Well, I think he's got it right. Yeah, I think it's just the arm, but the whole body, and then it does strike the arm. So I can see why, and Chelsea did well to break quickly. Comes to Jackson down the left-hand side, and you look at it, that Enzo Maresca hasn't got another recognised striker on the bench, because otherwise I don't think he'd be playing in the full game.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be that way. As you see on stand of edge, you wonder whether we could see more subs coming up pretty soon from either side. I mean, there is no Muniz on the bench for Fulham. I'd have certainly got him on if he was in the squad. The good news is Harry Wilson's back in the
game, sitting back and trying to catch Chelsea on the break. Just that out ball hasn't been good enough, but when you've got the pace of Traore, the ball could be about half half as good as it has been, he probably still get on the end of it. So, yeah, definitely something I think we could see if the game remains at 1-0.
And here's Lukic in towards the penalty area on the left-hand side. Ball whipped across. He looked like he was going to go down, realised that they kept the ball, so he's completely fine now. As you see, it will be on the left-hand side. A couple of step overs, shifts it onto his right boot. Nice. Digs in towards the back post once again. Not a great delivery. Falls over as far as Andres Pereira. He can't get his shot off. Then it's Tete drive in, and then it falls into the hands of Rob Sanchez. And both these sides, they're getting into the positions in towards Joaquin Anderson as well to just very frantic at the moment, but like I said, neither side are able to be creating any consistent chances. Saved by Bernd Leno in the end. The clip, he was backwards, so he would have been onside. Nicholas Jackson, that's a big chance for Neto.
I thought it was offside, Kieran, but yeah, Chelsea, Leno gets a little bit of fortune. It goes through his legs, just hits the trailing the
pressure from Cucurella, but he's inviting it as Fulham break out from it, and it's nice from them. Here's Sander Berge, ball towards the left-hand side for Lukic. Fulham driving forwards. Got to start creating some chances as we see Lukic in towards Robinson again. He's going to look for the cutback for Iwobi, deflects off Gusto and out for a Fulham corner.
Yeah, every time they come forward in the last few minutes, Fulham, they look really dangerous. We've not seen too much from them in the game since they scored, particularly not in the second half. And don't get me wrong, they've not forced Robert Sanchez into a save in this second half, but they do look dangerous when they get bodies in certain areas. Really good there from Robinson. Not seen too much of him in this game going forward. They'll have a corner. As you said earlier, Chelsea not the biggest side. You fancy if they can get a good cross in here to Anderson or Bassi, or even Jimenez. They've got a decent chance of scoring.
Yeah, as we see this corner ready to be taken for Fulham. The hand goes up from Pereira, whips in towards the front post. Flick on from Kenny Tete. Does it take a deflection over the bar? No, it doesn't. Kenny Tete's strike does go over, and it's a slight waste of a set piece again.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? The ball needs to be better. It needs to be further away from goal, and as I say, you've got some big lads up from the back. Try and hit one of them, put it in a dangerous area, and Chelsea will come again.
Yeah, Chelsea in possession now through Trevor Chalobah. Plays it in towards Levi Colwill. 57.5 minutes on the clock. Colwill with a poor pass into Nicholas Jackson this time. He's looking for that direct ball up to the forward. As we now see Iwobi on the left-hand side, driving forwards. Fulham starting to exploit the spaces that Chelsea are leaving behind them when they come forwards. Lukic into Robinson. Now it's going to be Iwobi on the left again. Lukic made a forward run. In the end, he halted it. And Iwobi's got the space to drive up against Gusto. Onto his left foot, Iwobi clips it in towards the back post, looking for Jimenez. In the end, it's well headed away by Chalobah, who's won everything in the air so far in this game. He's not miles taller than Jimenez at all, but he's certainly been a dominant aerial presence so far. Anderson now, Tete, all the way back to Bernd Leno. And Fulham, I guess they can do stuff like this, can't they? They can try and force Chelsea to come out of position as Robinson makes a mistake, recovers it just about with the challenge, gets a slight bit fortunate. He's still going himself, got to release the ball. He doesn't, and now he's been caught again. And here comes Malo Gusto on the attack. Ball to the right hand side. Terrible ball from Gusto, but Anthony Robinson is incredibly lucky there.
Yeah, it's a great chance to break there for Chelsea, and they've not taken it. Gusto off the bench had that one shot. It's a poor pass from him when they had an overload of bodies on the left hand side as well. Palmer's not happy with the ball. Neto's not happy. Jackson's not happy. I can't imagine Enzo Maresca will be happy as well. But yes, Anthony Robinson he's probably happy. He's a lucky boy there.
Yeah, now just see the throw-in ready to be taken by Anthony Robinson. He's not got a lot of options ahead of him, not a lot of movement from any of his teammates, and the Chelsea players just saying to Anthony Taylor he needs to hurry up. He finally throws it into the middle of the part 40. Iwobi Anderson just hoists it long to the right-hand side.
Wow.
It's a great ball in the end, but Sessegnon's touches really let him down, and that's quite a shame because that was a lovely ball from Anderson.
It's a shame. It's brilliant, right onto Sessegnon's chest. It's the second touch that lets him down. He needs to flick it past Kukurea almost first time, doesn't he, I think, and take him for a little bit of a run. Brilliant ball from Anderson.
Yeah, it really was. From the Danish centre half, thrown taken by Chelsea. Cucurella down the left-hand side, long ball up towards Jackson. He's a really poor one. He's going to evade everyone once again and go into the path of Bernd Leno, who's going to take his time in the penalty area. Waits for someone to press him, then he picks it up. Clever goalkeeper play there from Leno. Bassi then goes back to the German. And now back to Bassi again. Not necessarily too convincing from Fulham, playing out from the back there, who end up giving the ball away. Really poor in from Bassi and Leno. A couple of poor passes between the two of them, as we now see Caicedo in his own half in possession. Finds Malo Gusto, is almost playing as that inverted right back role that Reece James was playing, wasn't he? As we now see him go to the left hand side. Cucurella into Caicedo. Now it's Cucurella again. Gusto in possession. No goals yet in the second half of any of the Premier League games. It's still Arsenal 2-0 away at Ipswich. Still 0-0 at Old Trafford as well between Manchester United and Wolves. Ball to the left hand side. Here's Sancho. First touch is a good one. Opens it up onto his right foot. Still going. Opens it up. Goes for goal this time. And once again, it's a simple save for Bernd Leno. But that was better from Sancho.
Yeah, it was. It was good work, and it's really good running from the fullback Cucurella as well, because he has to get up and support. He has to try and draw one of those defenders away. Tete it is that sticks with Sancho. He just does enough, I think, Tete, just to get in front of Sancho. He gets the shot away, of course, in the end, but there's only one place it's going, and that's right into the hands of Bernd Leno. Maresca's happy with that. He's applauding. I'm sure the travelling Chelsea fans will be spirited by that, but it needs to be a little bit better.
Yeah, he's having a good impact so far. Is Jadon Sancho, plays the ball into the penalty area now for Cole Palmer. Ricochets back to Cucurella, opens it up, goes for goal, and he's got an eye for it at the moment. Cucurella almost looked like it was destined for that far corner. Jackson goes down, no free kick given, and Fulham just need to get out a little bit more as Andreas Pereira is waving for a handball. He's not happy, and Trevor Chalobah, it's difficult to see whether it was in the end, but Pereira is absolutely raging.
It did look like handball, Kieran. It's such a nonchalant position on the pitch. He's just slowly tracking back. He chests it down. It bounces off his arm, and he goes back to the goalkeeper. Pereira's forgotten about it now, and play continues. Not going to see anything come from that, but it was a bit of a shaky moment there from Trevor Chalobah. Chelsea massively favours in terms of possession. It's around 60% in the game in total, and the chances are totting up now, but I think we're watching the game, and I still feel that there's another goal in this for Fulham, even though they've not really shown us that much. It just feels like there's a soft underbelly for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that Fulham could have really got at Chelsea today. I thought they could have created quite a lot of chances in this one, and I think watching this game, it's certainly been open enough for Fulham to have one of those performances, but Iwobi's now being caught in possession. It goes to Nicholas Jackson, turns away, finds Enzo Fernandez, lays it off for Pedro Neto in the penalty area, cuts onto his left boot, whips in towards the back post, looking for Jackson, who looked offside in the end, and it's going to go for a Chelsea corner. Yeah, it is. Neto and Sancho really sort of trying to turn the screw in this second half. It's much better from them. They've got away with one there, Chelsea, actually, because there's two players in offside positions as the ball comes in. Are they affecting play? Maybe, but Tete in the end gets his head to it. Maybe a little touch from Leno as well. It will be a corner. They'll be unhappy, I think, Fulham, if they score from this. Yeah, Neto over this corner, whips in towards the back post, headed away by Kylian Bassi, only as far as Gusto, who scuffs his effort on the edge of the penalty area. It falls to Cole Palmer on the left hand side. Nice ball across the face goal, but in the end just too close to Bernd Leno, who's going to take his time before he gets back up and tries to get his side on the break once again, but once again just not falling for Cole Palmer. Yeah, it's a brilliant idea, I think, though, from Palmer. He just tries to squeak it towards that back post where there's a few bodies. Can't really do anything else besides that except for sort of turn around and start again. They're at least trying, I think, Chelsea to get at Fulham here. That, they're trying to create chances. They're not just sitting and waiting. It's not as slow as it was in the first half. And here's Jimenez driving forward with an opportunity, still going, lays it off, looking for Robinson, sliding challenge from Gusto. Once again, the final pass from Fulham. I think they're just playing an extra pass too many times at the moment. I think you've really got opportunities to go for goal, try and test Rob Sanchez, who's not having a great season. He's making quite a lot of mistakes as the Spanish goalkeeper, but they're just playing that extra pass, which is almost ruining the attack every single time for Fulham. As we see Robinson back down the left hand side, opens it up, whips it in, comes off Gusto, out for another Fulham corner.
Yeah, that move in the build up there was just too telegraphed, and Gusto was always going to get there first. Clears the ball away, but Fulham now putting a little bit more pressure on Chelsea. Surprised we've not seen any changes yet from Marco Silva, because I think just before this decent spell, they maybe could have done with one or two, just to, as I say, just push Chelsea back a little bit, but they are doing that now.
Yeah, as you just see Sander Berge on the goalkeeper, Rob Sanchez, trying to force some form of mistake. As you now see Andres Pereira, his deliveries haven't been the best today so far. I don't think they've generated a shot really from these corners. Andres Pereira whips it in, it goes and evades everyone. Kenny Tete then goes for goal. It's well blocked away. Lukic picks it back up, and here's Robinson, plays it out towards the left hand side with a really good ball in towards Pereira, and it's good for such as well. Keeps the attack alive. He's stood 1v1 with Palmer, a couple of step overs, but it's not really benefiting the Brazilian at the moment, as then he runs it out of play. It's not great from Pereira, and in the end it's going to go for a Chelsea goal kick, and Pereira's made himself look like a bit of an idiot there as he's trying to do all these fancy step overs up against Cole Palmer, but in the end it's so poor from Pereira, who claimed that he should have won thrown, but the goal kick given initially for potentially running it out of play.
Yeah, I think it must be, if it's gone for a goal kick, they must think it's already gone out. I don't think it actually did, but you're right, it was a bit funny, wasn't it? He was trying to get anything there, Pereira, and ended up getting nothing.
Yeah, he got nothing, and he tried to keep Palmer in that corner flag. It was good defending from Palmer in the end. Throwing for Chelsea, Cucurella with the ball in hand. He's not got a lot of options. Again, Caicedo's demanding it off him. He's not throwing it to him. Thinks he's under a bit more pressure than what Caicedo may think. Kenny Tete now stabs it forwards, looking towards Jimenez, who can't get there in the battle with Caicedo, and then that comes off Sessegnon and out for a Chelsea throw. And Cucurella takes this one a little bit quicker out to his goalkeeper. Still no goals in the second half of any of these games so far, as we now just see them in possession once again. Enzo Fernandez driving forwards now, under a bit of pressure from Sasha Lukic, goes to the right hand side. Gusto in towards Pedro Neto. It's been a bit flat in this half from Chelsea. I think we were expecting a little bit more from them, but we've certainly not got that so far, as it now goes out towards Jadon Sancho, driving forwards again on this left hand side up against Tete. Whips it in, plays it off Tete and out for a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, I think he's been good from Sancho. He's probably been the best Chelsea player overall. I know he's only played since half time, but he's really trying to get at Fulham and trying to create chances. He's won a few corners, he's got a couple of balls into the area, had that shot on target as well. I think it's really good from him.
Yes, they go short from the corner. Gusto hoists it towards that back post. The header is there, and Calvin Bassey, good defending, just shrugs Chalobah off, and Leno's going to throw it quickly, and it's a good throw out to Jimenez, whose first touch isn't a great one, forced him all the way back. There's a counter-attacking opportunity there to be had, but once again they can't do so, as we now see Lukic in possession out towards Bassey. He's got Iwobi in the middle of the park. He clips it over him. Pereira's flick on has absolutely no chance of finding any teammate, but with that, 68 minutes on the clock, we've hit the halfway stage of this second half. It'll be time to take it through to full time.
Cheers, Kieran. Yeah, hopefully more goals. Ball over the top here from Palmer, straight into the feet of Jadon Sancho. Underlapping run from Cucurella. He finds a Spaniard, ball into the area. It's a dangerous one, cleared away by Fulham. Pereira on the loose ball at the edge of the box, goes a long way round from Caicedo, then loses out to Sancho. That's brilliant from the former Dortmund man. Now Palmer inside the area. Oh, that's a terrible strike from Cole Palmer. Maybe 4 months ago he would have done that, but he would have also probably scored 2 goals in that game and everyone would have forgotten about it. That is really poor. It's just a severe lack of confidence, you feel.
Yeah, it's not great from Cole Palmer, and it just sums it up from him at the moment. It comes off his standing leg, and then he scuffs it with his shooting leg as well. Sessegnon's gone down holding his knee, which is a little bit of a problem, because Sessegnon, of course, has had his injury problems over the last couple of years, hasn't he? So that will be a worry, but probably maybe an opportunity to get on the likes of Adama Traore. I'm surprised Fulham haven't turned to their bench as of yet in this one. I think they've got players on the bench that could really positively impact them in this.
Yeah, he'll be really hoping for this not to be a serious one, won't he, Kieran? Because, as you say, he's in good form at the minute. He's having a good game as well. He's got himself an assist for that Iwobi goal. He nearly got himself assist for the goal that got ruled out as well earlier on in the game. 70 minutes in, Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. We might see the sub be brought on now. Just a brief pause in play. It's the first time, really, across the 70 minutes of the game where the ball hasn't been in play. You know, we only had 1 minute added on at the end of the first half. We've barely had any time in this second where the ball hasn't been being knocked around. Looks like Harry Wilson will be prepared to come on for Sessegnon. There's another change as well. Is that Tom Kearney? I don't know by the looks of it. He's getting ready as well. So potentially a double change for Marco Silva's side. I think they're probably coming at a good time, aren't they? It's 20 minutes to go. Still time to go get a second. But if they don't, they've shown in the 70 minutes so far that they can defend this lead.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised to see it be Harry Wilson and Tom Kearney coming on. I wonder who. Well, of course, Sessegnon will be one of the players to go off. It'll be interesting to see who the potential other one could be as well. But Sessegnon does walk off the pitch now, so you presume that he's about to be taken off. Harry Wilson, good news for Fulham to have him back. He was on great form, scored in the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge as well. I'm not sure if these changes have been made as of yet, but I presume they're about to be.
Yeah, they are being readied at the moment. Former Scotland international Tom Kearney coming onto the pitch and takes the captain's armband as well. And of course, current Welsh international Harry Wilson makes his return to the Fulham side. They're just getting some instructions from Marco Silva. Is it Sasha Lukic, who's coming off? So it's maybe a slight change in system here. Kearney is used to playing further forward, maybe earlier on in his career. Now, at the age of 34, he does play a little bit deeper. It's a rare game, by the way, for Sasha Lukic not being booked. He's got the most yellow cards in the Premier League this season. He's not going to get one now. On comes Tom Kearney for him. That other change, Sessegnon, hasn't been made just yet. I don't believe. So just the one change at the moment. 72nd minute of the game. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. As Kieran says, still no goals in any of the games in the Premier League in the second half. Arsenal still leading 10 minutes, which by 2-0 at Portman Road, and Manchester United 0, Wolves 0. We have heard from our colleagues covering that game that it's not on the beach just yet, but very, very close to those two sides. Not really anything to play for. That's a total opposite in this game, though. Both sides chasing European football next season. Chelsea won't want to rely on the Conference League win if they do get it to get European football next season. Here's Gusto down the line to Neto. He's gone down under a challenge from Robinson. Referee says no foul, and Robinson waves at the Portuguese to get back to his feet. He's eventually getting back up now, and he just sensed maybe another challenge will come in, but Neto doesn't chase Robinson down too quickly. Bassi across the face of goal. It's good pressure from Chelsea to try and win the ball back, but Leno has to go long under pressure from Jackson. Loose ball falls to Sancho. Can he find a teammate? Good challenge from Kenny Tete. That'll roll through into the feet of Bernd Leno. Looked like a foul to me on Neto.
Yeah, I think once again Robinson just getting caught a little bit defensively there. I think Neto's gone down a few times in this game, hasn't he? And he's got the benefit of the doubt from the referee a couple of times. So maybe Anthony Taylor's thought, right, I'm not necessarily falling for your games anymore. Maybe thinks that he's going down a little bit too weak. But Fulham have been really poor in this game as a whole, in my opinion, despite winning it, which is quite a surprise. You'd think to be beating this Chelsea team, you'll have had to have played pretty well, but that kind of just shows where Chelsea are at the moment. Fulham have not had to play well at all to be winning this game. They just keep gifting the ball back to the blue side of London.
Yeah, they've got their number, haven't they, this season? It'd be a rare double if they can get over the line in this one for Fulham, taking 6 points off Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. They went 1-up against Bournemouth in the first minute, Anthony Semenyo, and then defended that lead. They've done the same pretty much this afternoon as well. Ball down the right hand side for Sessegnon. Seems to have shrugged off whatever was bothering him, but he's not quick enough to get on the end of that ball there. Goes out for a Chelsea goal kick. Just over a quarter of an hour remains at Craven Cottage. Sanchez out to Caldwell. To look forward, has to go long and high up towards Sancho, who's been the outball for Chelsea in this second period. He's been hounded by Tete, gets there, then there's a shove from Tete. He then takes over, moves away from Sancho, who tries to pull him back. Fulham will play this one out of danger. Looks like we do finally have a second half goal in the Premier League. Arsenal have got a third away at Ipswich. Still Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Here's Palmer to Sancho. Got Tete to beat once more. Back in field to Palmer. Again Neto. Palmer again. 1-2 between those two. Playing between themselves as Sander Berg comes and tries to win the ball back. It's Leandro Trossard with his second of the afternoon for Arsenal to, if it wasn't already confirmed, confirm all 3 points. That just bridges the gap ever so slightly between them and Newcastle. If Newcastle would have beaten Villa last night, Arsenal may have felt the pressure that second was slipping away from them. Not that second really means anything, but a win today puts them closer to Liverpool than it does to Newcastle, ahead of Liverpool's visit to Leicester this afternoon. Quarter of an hour remains, and if anyone's going to score, you probably think it's going to be Chelsea, Kieran.
Yeah, you're thinking it probably will be Chelsea. Caicedo's taken a free kick and kicked it straight out of play. I mean, that is terrible from Caicedo. It really is. So what a waste of a free kick that is. He's tried to take it quickly and he's put it straight out for a throw, and it was a reckless challenge in there from Ryan Sessegnon initially. But then what a terrible use of the free kick from Caicedo it was, as it's Fulham throw-in.
It is a Fulham possession. Ball back from Sander Berg to Bernd Leno. He goes forward to Bassi, who needs to be careful because Neto's quickly on his heel. He's played it forward and Pereira's lost out to Caicedo. Sancho takes over back into the centre circle for Chelsea once more. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. You're listening to Off Tube Independent Studio base commentary. Here's Gusto to Caicedo in the middle of the park. Palmer wants it, goes over his head towards the run of Cucurella, who's got Sancho in support on the corner of the box on the left hand side. Sancho, high and long cross into the area, headed away by Robinson, only as far as Enzo. He nods on towards Neto. It's won back well by Robinson. Question mark of handball there. Referee says play on. Tom Kearney, his first introduction is to lose the ball. Now Gusto on the overlap for Chelsea. Big chances. It comes into the area. Collected by Leno. Chelsea just unable to create a big chance in this game.
Yeah, well held on to by Bernd Leno. Good goalkeeping, but Malo Gusto, he's tried to get heavily involved since coming on. I think Sancho's probably been the better of the Chelsea players since coming on in this one, but even then he isn't really creating too much, isn't getting in the goal scoring positions himself. Chelsea have really struggled. 77 minutes on the clock in this one. Couple changes coming up for Fulham. We're finally going to see Harry Wilson in this one and Castagna, and it looks like Chelsea are going to turn to the young man Tyreek George coming on for Nicholas Jackson, so an interesting one. I do quite like Tyreek George. I've covered a few of the games he's played in cup competitions for Chelsea this season. He looks a really promising product as he's on for Jackson.
Yeah, got his first goal for Chelsea, didn't he, in that first leg of the quarter-final of the UEFA Conference League. They went on to win that 4-2 on aggregate. He comes on. Didn't actually see who'd gone off there for Chelsea, but Tyreek George has come on. Tete is going off for Fulham. Straight swap for Castagna. Tete getting the applause of the Craven Cottage crowd. Off he comes. Wilson, as Kieran says, is finally going to come on. He'll be potentially for Sessegnon. We'll wait and see just a moment. 78 minutes gone. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Yes, it is Sessegnon. So Sessegnon and Tete off for Wilson and Castagna. Tyreek George on for Chelsea, and it's apparently Nicholas Jackson that's gone off.
Yeah, it was Nicholas Jackson that made way for Chelsea, and it's an interesting one. It'll be, I mean, does George maybe go up front? Do they put Neto through the middle? We'll have to wait and see with that one. But yeah, a couple of sets of change. Just looks like Tyreek George is the man that's standing up front at the moment, so big opportunity for the young man.
Yeah, I did say earlier, no recognised striker on the bench for Chelsea, but that hasn't stopped Enzo Maresca bringing off Nicholas Jackson. Ball over the top on the right hand side. Wilson got a touch to it, but he was fouled according to the official on the near right hand side. I think that's a yellow card as well for Marc Cucurella, who's said welcome to the game there, Harry Wilson.
Yeah, he's just put him into the stands there. Has Cucurella really poor defending from him. He's going to be booked for that one, and he just goes straight through the side of Wilson, so it's a good position and a big goal at Old Trafford. Wolves have taken the lead in the 78th minute of that one. It just seems to be the gift that keeps on giving at the moment at Manchester United. It means Wolves are now on joint points with Manchester United and go above Tottenham and West Ham, which is not a great look for the other teams.
Pablo Sarabia with the goal in that one. Ipswich in 18th, they're on 21 points. It's a huge gap between them and West Ham on 36, but just above them is Spurs on 37. Ball into the area for Fulham, not met by anyone for either side, and the referee blows his whistle for a free kick. Elsewhere north of the border, in the Scottish Cup semi-final, St Johnstone 0, Celtic 1. McGregor has just put Celtic ahead in that one, so 1 foot in the final to face Aberdeen, and Kieran was delighted to cover the other semi-final yesterday, which went all the way to extra time.
Yeah, it did, and it looked like it was destined for penalties as well, but we got a last-minute winner in extra time. It was a good end-to-end game of football. There was a couple of red cards as well in that one, so yeah, it was a good semi-final.
Yeah, we had 6 red cards in the Friday afternoon and evening fixtures in the Championship as well, so maybe more of that tomorrow as EFL action returns. I'll be covering Leeds at home to Stoke. Big chance for Leeds to get promoted tomorrow if results go their way. Here's Sancho for Chelsea. Into the final 10 minutes of this game, you're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio-based commentary, and it's just getting away from Chelsea at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really struggling at the moment, Chelsea, to be creating anything. Even Fulham not creating anything themselves. It's just almost a game of pinball at the moment, but you can maybe feel we've got one more in this.
You just you think if it's Chelsea owners of past, maybe Enzo Maresca might be time to go if they don't win that Conference League. Will he be given a little bit more time under new ownership? We'll have to wait and see. Ball forward for Jimenez, who's really struggled to get involved. I would hazard a guess that he's got the least amount of touches of anyone on the pitch. Even less so, I think, than Robert Sanchez. Here's Palmer across to Cucurella. He brings it forward. Into the final third now is Sancho on that left-hand side. Will he go on his left or go on his right? It's closed down by 2 in Fulham white. Goes right, then left. Helped out by Tyreek George. His first touch since coming off the bench. Enzo back to Sancho. Cuts infield, tackled by Sanderberg. He clears long and out for a Chelsea throw. 8 minutes to go in this game. Fulham 1, Chelsea 0. Looks like Celtic just doubled their lead actually in the game against St Johnstone in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Here's Chalobah in possession. The referee's blown his whistle for a foul. Taken quickly towards Gusto in a central position. Out wide right now is Pedro Neto. He brings the ball forward, dinks one in with his right boot. That's overhit and really poor. Brilliant touch from Sancho to keep it alive. Yeah. He recycles back to Cucurella, back to Sancho. Technically amazing in this game. I think Sancho just really struggled to, like anyone in a Chelsea shirt has, create that clear-cut chance. Here's Palmer. Need something from him in the closing stages. Enzo, he can pop up with a goal as well. Across to Chalobah. He dinks it forward looking for Neto. Chests it down towards Cole Palmer. It's going to fall for Tyreek Wright. Who hits one. Oh! Wow. Sorry, I said Tyreek Wright. Tyreek George. What a finish that is from the young man coming off the bench just moments ago. He's barely had a sniff of the ball. Just right when they needed a goal, it pops up from one of the most unlikely of sources.
Brilliant from the young man. Delighted for him as well, because I said I've probably covered a majority of his appearances this season for Chelsea, and he looks a bright spark. He looks like he's a true left winger, really, for me, cutting onto that right foot, driving forwards. But he's playing through the middle here. Instantly gets himself in that right position, just in the middle, and it's a lovely finish. They weren't getting that from Nicholas Jackson in this game, were they, at all? That would have never came for Chelsea, but lovely finish from Tyreek George. May have just put an end to Fulham's European hopes as well, and Fulham may have to really dig deep and go for this for the remaining 7 minutes. But Tyreek George, credit to the young man. Adama Traore has now just come on for Fulham, by the way, and so is Carlos Vinicius, a rare appearance for the Brazilian, but brilliant finish from the young man. Delighted for him.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish from Tyreek George. Excellent from just outside the area. I don't know if Palmer will be credited with the assist there. I'm not sure if he got a touch, but the finish is all about Tyreek George. Bernd Leno's had very little to do, Kieran. Every save that he's made, it's been a catch at his chest, hasn't it? I'll break off because here come Fulham. Foul on the edge of the area. That will be a free kick.
I believe there's maybe a Tyreek Wright that plays for. He might play for Bradford. He might used to play for Bradford. So there is a Tyreek Wright somewhere.
No, there is. Yeah, he was in Aston Villa's academy once upon a time. Just not sure what happened. The excitement got to me there. It was Jimenez and Iwobi that went off, by the way, for Adama Traore and Vinicius, as Kieran said. So double substitution late on. You would think that those changes were being prepared before that goal went in, otherwise they wouldn't have had very long at all to get warm. So Fulham now with a little bit more firepower off the bench. Just under 5 minutes remain of normal time in this game. Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. Can Chelsea turn it around? Will it be a draw, or will Fulham match the result at Stamford Bridge? Will they get a goal and make it 2-1? As Kieran says, it does put a major dent in their hopes for European football. If it does end a draw, it'd be a 6-point gap between Fulham and Chelsea, who occupy that 7th place. We very well may get 8, depending on who wins various cups. But at the minute, they're out of the running for now. Fulham will be a free kick for them, though. Pereira and Wilson over it, a right footer and a left footer. It is the former who hits it, but that was never troubling.
No, miles over the bar from Andreas Pereira, who I don't think's had a great game. Actually, thought he'd open the scoring in this one, didn't he? Wheeling away, celebrating, but Sessegnon was offside in the build-up, and since then, I don't think he's played very well at all. That's a terrible free kick, miles over the bar. Will we find a winner in this one? I'm sure it's going to be a cage ending. I'm sure both sides are going to be desperate for a winner as well, so it could be quite an entertaining end.
Well, Wilson brings the ball forward. Not seen much of Fulham in the final third, but all of a sudden, they've come out of their shell. That's been lost, though, by Vinicius, and it won back by Caldwell out wide to Palmer. Just puts his foot on the ball and feeds it to Neto. Can he have a run at Robinson? Goes towards Robinson's left, then cuts back onto Neto's left foot. He's beaten another man as well. Gets the shot away. He tries to squeak it in at the front post. But it's a comfortable save in the end.
Done so well initially, Neto. I'm surprised he went for goal from that angle in the end. I thought he'd maybe tried to put a ball across the face of goal, but he did so well initially. This is why I much prefer him on the right. I think he can play to his absolute strength when he's out on that right-hand side, and that's what we've seen so far as Fulham look to go long.
Yeah, ball high and long, looking for Traore off the bench. He's going to get there. No, he's not in front of Gusto. It's brilliant pace from the Chelsea fullback. Oh, he's just stopped there. Gusto holding his left hamstring. I think we know what's happened there. Cucurella brings it forward to
not foul.
Enzo Fernandez. No foul, according to the referee Anthony Taylor. Play on, despite Vinicius being absolutely bodied in the centre of the park. Is Sancho got that late equaliser against Ipswich in that 2-2 draw. Can he get Chelsea ahead in this one? Cuts infield away from the retreating Castagna. Sancho again, 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Goes one way then the other. It's so difficult to get the ball off. Finds a teammate in Neto on the edge of the area. He finds Enzo Fernandez. Thought about a strike. Gusto seems to be okay now, so whatever he pulled up with, he's no.
He's not okay.
He's not okay. He's definitely not. He's just dropped to the ground. Chelsea, I think, kicked the ball away. They may have very well been looking for Sancho. Either way, the ball's out of play, and it will be a break. They have no luck, do they, Chelsea, in terms of their right backs?
That's what happens when you go in a full sprint with Adama Traore. If you've come away with the ball, which you did, you've probably pulled something, or something is gone, because it means you've probably had to extend more than you ever really have in a foot race. And yeah, he instantly knew, didn't he? He just walked off Malo Gusto. On first glance, it was a little bit like if you'd just given up, but no, it's quite clear he's got an injury, so he's going to make way for the former Fulham man himself, tossing Adarabioyo, who's coming onto the pitch now. So centre half for Gusto. That's not necessarily ideal for Maresca, because we know he likes that inverted right back. I'm not sure Adarabioyo can do that in that sense, so we might see a little bit of a shift around. Chalobah maybe has to go a little bit further forward, so we shall see.
Yeah, tossing Adarabioyo comes on. We'll see how that affects the Chelsea back line. 1 minute remains of normal time. Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. Throw-in taken by Castagna. I think they'll give the ball back, will they, Fulham? Yeah, they've just lofted it into the Chelsea defensive third. Colwell picks it up. Goes back to Sanchez. Out wide to Chalobah. Looks like a back three at the moment for Chelsea. And immediately, Tosin Adebayo has nearly lost out to Carlos Vinicius. Goes back to Sanchez, who clears long. No risks being taken back there from the Chelsea goalkeeper. Touchdown by Palmer on the halfway line. Now Fernandez lost one over the top to the head of Sancho. He flicks on looking for Cucurella. One though by Castagna. He goes backwards, then clears the ball away. Out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. We're into the final seconds of the second half. Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. Elsewhere, Celtic have made it 3. Adam Ider seemingly wrapping things up before the break. Here's Chalobah into Pedro Neto. Poor ball infield to Cole Palmer. The fourth officials indicated a minimum of 6 minutes added on at the end of the second half. Here's Pereira for Fulham. He gets the run from Traore. Doesn't find him. Goes alone. Shot is blocked. Will it fall for a Fulham teammate? Oh, it's a brilliant goal-saving challenge there from Robert Sanchez. So quickly off his line to deny Fulham.
Yeah, I just think every time Fulham, they're just playing one extra pass too many. Slowed it down. It became hard for Pereira to get a proper shot off. He's now got a problem. Carlos Vinicius has stayed down from that challenge with the goalkeeper. And yeah, this game's never going to end at this rate. Yeah,
players down all over the place in the final 5 minutes. Celtic's made it 4. What is going on in the game against St Johnstone? I know that I think they're the bottom side, aren't they, St Johnstone at the moment? But yeah, we're putting up no fight whatsoever in the Scottish Cup semi-final against the will-be champions. Done ever so well, actually, St Johnstone to get to the semi-final, considering the poor form in league football. Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. 5 minutes remaining. Will we have a winner, or is it a point apiece in London this afternoon? Craven Cottage crowd nervous, I think, about their team, who haven't really been in the game since going ahead in the first half. It was Alex Iwobi, a lovely left-footed effort to set us away this afternoon, and only in the last few minutes Tariq George got Chelsea's equaliser off the bench, the young 19-year-old with his second goal for the Blues. Leno will take a goal kick, slightly overrun there by the visitors, cleared away by Anderson. Good ball out wide to Wilson. Cucurella too strong for him, just nudges him off the ball. Cucurella will take the throw. Are we reaching a point, Kieran, where both sides are happy with a point, or do you think still both want to win?
No, I think neither side will be happy with a point. I think it's the complete opposite, actually, and I think that's why we're seeing both sides maybe trying to push for the win, which is why this last 10 minutes or so has been quite open since George has levelled it. I think Fulham are desperate for a win here to keep their European hopes alive. Chelsea need a win to keep Champions League really as a realistic thing for them as well. And here come Chelsea.
Lovely free-flowing football from Enzo and Palmer down that right-hand side. Enzo in towards Neto's got a yard of space. Oh, it's a brilliant finish. That is an exceptional finish from Pedro Neto. He's been one of the brighter sparks for Enzo Maresca's side in this second half, and he has probably got the goal that will get all 3 points.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's Pedro Neto. I was saying he's one of my favourite players as a right winger in the Premier League. As soon as he's moved out to the right in this second half, he has looked so much better. But this time he takes up a little bit of a central position, doesn't he? Because they're pushing bodies forward, and someone was already running down that right-hand side, so he just uses his initiative. I'll make a run inwards. He starts on the right-hand side when they initially build up, moves along the middle, picks it up. It is an incredible touch and an even better finish as he's on the swivel onto his stronger left foot. That is an outstanding effort, straight through the roof of the net. I said neither side would be happy with a point. That's why we've seen Chelsea absolutely go for this one. And in the end, they've had a late turnaround, and they've done to Fulham exactly what Fulham did to Chelsea earlier on this season. I believe Fulham, when they won this season, they scored an 82nd minute leveller at Stamford Bridge and a 95th minute winner. It's weirdly similar, but at the other side, this time for Chelsea away from home. I think Chelsea probably, if a team's deserved a win today, it's probably been Chelsea. Fulham have been really poor ever since they took the lead in this one. Chelsea do have the lead finally, 2-1.
Yeah, they do, and they probably get all 3 points now. Only 2 minutes remain to the 6 added on. Just need to hang on for those 120 seconds. Enzo Maresca's side, but defending to do the ball into the area towards the back stick, headed towards goal by Robinson. Sanchez comes and collects brilliantly and just drops to the floor. That's exactly what you need from your goalkeeper when your side have just taken the lead in the late stages. Kieran says, yeah, 82nd and then 95th minute winners for Fulham at Stamford Bridge earlier on this season. George's goal in this game, 83rd, Neto's 93, and both were emphatic finishes as well. It's the best Chelsea have looked all afternoon, the 2 goals, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, like I said, I've really liked watching Tyreek George. Pedro Neto, one of my favourite Chelsea players to watch for what he brings. I'd have George on the left and I'd have Neto on the right for the remainder of this season. I truly would. Maresca's been booked for his celebrations. I believe he ran on the pitch. I don't necessarily agree with all that. I think managers are allowed to celebrate last-minute winners. They're the best things in football if you're a part of it. So why not be able to celebrate those as coaching staff, especially when it comes from your changes in the game. Maresca adapted this game. He knew he got it wrong with Neto being on the left, so he's moved him to the right. He's brought Tyreek George on, so credit to Maresca in that sense, because his changes have probably won Chelsea this game.
Yeah, penny for Nicholas Jackson's thoughts, who was replaced, and since then Chelsea have turned the game on its head. Only 30 seconds remaining.
Well, it's unfortunate for Jackson, isn't it? Because he was having a really good season, in my opinion. Got that injury, didn't he? Missed a good month or so of football and just hasn't been able to necessarily get it going since then. But I was really enjoying watching Nicholas Jackson for a majority of this season. But yeah, like I said, that injury just put a spanner in the works for him.
Into the final 10 seconds of added time. Fulham 1, Chelsea 2. You're listening to Off-Tube Independent Studio-based commentary. George's goal equalised for Chelsea, and Neto's put them ahead. Fulham with one last roll of the dice now. We are over the 6 minutes added on. Anderson into the area. Plenty bodies forward for Fulham. Will it drop for one of them? Cleared away by Caicedo, and then he's lost out to Sander Berg. Caicedo trying to hunt down the loose ball, and he's got there as well. If he's got pace to get away from Bassi, he's in here. Or he's slowing down to a halt. Moses Caicedo, that's not his game. If it was, or if that was nearly anyone else on the pitch, it's 3-1.
Yeah, it might sound ridiculous because he looks like he's through and gone. I'd have actually just hit that. Caicedo has done it before, and he's scored before, hasn't he, from ridiculous distance. I'd have just given it a whack from miles out. There was no way he was going to outpace anyone around him, but here come Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham bringing the ball forward towards Robinson, trying to find Traore. He's muscled Cole Palmer off the ball. Back to Robinson, ball into the area, headed up into the air by Tosin Odrabayo. Traore brings it down. He's moving away from goal though. Calvin Bassey now, and the referee blows his whistle, does he? Has he brought it back for a free kick? No, he hasn't. Play continues. Apologies, ball out wide to Robinson. One last ball into the area, headed away by Caicedo. All eyes on the referee, who does blow his whistle. Full time at Craven Cottage. Fulham led for the majority of the game after Iwobi put them ahead after 20 minutes. It was a late comeback from Enzo Maresca's side. Tyreek George off the bench got the equaliser, and Pedro Neto emphatically finished for the second. It's full time. Fulham 1, Chelsea 2.
Hello, my Chelsea fans. Yeah, we did it again. Last minute, we have the win. So, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the game. So, guys, don't forget to follow us for more Chelsea content, daily news, and also match reaction. Follow us for more, guys. Follow us for more. See you in the next video. Stay safe as we end the live here.